actor Aidan Quinn joins us here on the show. Aidan, thanks so much for being with us. A pleasure to have you on once again.
Well, thanks for having me.
All right, I'm thinking this. Your latest project, Blacklight, a film with Liam Neeson. Liam's not at the stage of his career where he's like going De Niro and just taking films to pay off like an ugly divorce settlement. This guy is still on top of his game. So tell us about this project, how it came about, and what it was like to work together with the great Liam Neeson.
Well, I've been fortunate enough to do a few other films with my buddy Liam, and I just came across the script, and somehow it got sent that the director wanted to have a Zoom meeting with me, and so we sat down and talked about it, and ended up working out, and had a great time working with Liam again, and it was a fun part. We got to work in Melbourne in the middle of the pandemic where there was zero COVID.
Wow.
So once we did our 2 weeks quarantine, we actually got to live without masks in the middle of the pandemic. So that was a great bonus as well.
Probably makes it easier to do some of the scenes, in the movie, and not to have to wear masks while you're doing it. People don't think of the enormous impact that had. It was talked about, and it's 2 years already with this pandemic, but the impact that it's had on, we've seen it being sports guys as our mainstream stuff. It's affected and impacted the sports world, but entertainment was really having to go through all kinds of convolutions to try and get their work done.
Oh, it's terrible. I mean, I have a brother who's shooting some right now, and right in pre-production, I think 40 of the crew members in New Orleans came down with it.
Oh,
so
wow.
They're delayed 3 weeks. So, it's still, unfortunately, still out there, but hopefully it's these are dying embers, and we're just going to learn to live with it and get on with our lives.
Aidan Quinn with us, actor Aidan Quinn with us on After Hours with Defoe and Luby. All right, what can the fans expect? I mean, what kind of vibe are they going to get when you open up in theaters this coming Friday with Blacklight?
This is a great action popcorn movie with a lot of good characters in it, and good writing, and Liam doing his best stuff as always. And it's one of those where you just sit back and enjoy a lot of action and a lot of good character work from some good actors, and it's a fun popcorn movie that's got a lot of action.
All right. Of course, you have a very diverse acting background and resume. Did you ever do Inside the Actors Studio with James Lipton? Were you ever on that show?
No, I did not.
Are you familiar with it? I mean, obviously he was an iconic figure when it came to interviewing, and had the biggest of guests on. I don't know if there was a secret attaché full of cash that went along with an appearance there, but it wasn't uncommon to see like Dustin Hoffman bumped, by somebody that was possibly even bigger. So I would imagine he would turn to you and say, Aidan Quinn, and all he would do would say like the name of a movie, and they would get a standing ovation. Desperately Seeking Susan. And if he said that after the applause died down, now what would your reaction be, Aidan Quinn, to that?
Oh, that was one of my first films. It was a lot of fun. I got to work with all the great New York actors that were in that in small parts, and with Madonna and Rosanna Arquette, and it was a fun film, and it still kind of holds up. I saw it at a 25-year reunion thing that they did for it, and it really holds up. It's a good little film.
All right, and you're not adverse to playing roles that people would be highly critical of because they were big fans of the guy. You actually played Paul McCartney on a VH1 series or show.
I did indeed. Yes. That was
how'd that go?
Quite a challenge. Yeah, and it was great. I mean, unfortunately, you had 5 weeks to rehearse, and you could have taken 50 years. But
I need more time
because there's so much material, so much great material. Particularly the Get Back documentary that's out now. Oh my God, that's amazing! People should check that out. So no, I got to work with the great Jared Harris, who played John Lennon, and the director was Michael Lindsay Hogg, who directed Let It Be, the last film with the Beatles about their rooftop concert. So obviously he had a tremendous amount of insights, and it was a great experience.
I know we got to wrap up here. Just wanted to, you talking about playing people. That's amazing because we had you on to talk about American Guest, where you played Teddy Roosevelt on HBO Max, and you did that phenomenally. Like, how do you get into these characters where you play these phenomenal legends of history and do such a great job at it?
Well, I mean, again, that's you just steep yourself in everything you can with the books and the biographies and everything, and you try and have a little help. I had a little dental work help that helped me with get Teddy's teeth, and that helped a lot. And I just fell in love with his whole character and what he was about. And I mean, he was such a man's man, and for social change, he was the first environmentalist, and yet being a rabbit hunter. And there's so many contradictions, great contradictions in him that are just a joy to play. It's a
Aidan Quinn with us.
Riches.
Yes, diverse background too in terms of your upbringing. Do you relate more to? Are you a sports fan at all? Do you relate more to the Bears and the Cubs, or would you be more likely to have been cheering for Jerry Cooney?
Unfortunately, my beloved Green Bay Packers had an unfortunate exit. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was sad. I thought we were going all the way this year.
Would you go to a game at Lambeau in those temperatures that they have in January?
Oh yes, I would love to. I would
Nice.
love to. I have actually.
That's why you're in action
I would
films.
actually love to. Absolutely. I love it. Just dress warm. That's all. I wouldn't be taking my shirt off like someone else.
Or maybe have a big piece of cheese on your head.
The cheese hat is not warm enough for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, cheese hat is not warm enough for me.
Aidan, we thank you for being with us. It's always a pleasure. Blacklight with Liam Neeson opens in theaters on Friday and features Aidan Quinn as the co-star along with Liam. And I would imagine, I don't know who gets top billing there, or it doesn't matter. It doesn't, right?
Oh, I think we can hazard a guess. It might be Liam.
Since he bankrolled the film, that's great. All right, thanks so much, Aidan, for being with us here on After Hours.
All right. My pleasure. Take care.
Thanks, Liam. Be well. Good luck.
It was a pleasure, yeah.